What's up, everybody? It's your host, Dan Weaba, and I'm back with another podcast episode, man. We're still continuing to talk college football. It's week 3 for college football, and it's week 2 for NFL. And we got a lot to talk about, man. We got Texas versus Michigan, man. We made our predictions last week. My man JJ had Michigan winning. I had Texas winning. And of course, I was right. Texas offense was just they were explosive. Second quarter, mostly. That's why I feel like they turned it back up in the second quarter. First quarter, it wasn't bad, but there was just key mistakes with the holding. It had a lot of holding, and the defense of Michigan's defense didn't do a bad job defending Quentin Ayers, but Quentin Ayers came out hot. I felt like in the second quarter he was striking. I believe they had 17 points in the second quarter. They were up 24-3. Michigan offense was the problem, like we were saying in the last episode. I don't know. Davis was he couldn't find his targets, man. Michigan don't got like explosive wide receivers, so the targets had to make their how should I say it? The targets had to get open themselves. It was hard versus Texas defense. Loveland, he was their main target. He got a couple catches, but the quarterback is where they need help at, man. And I felt like Davis didn't do a great job, and when Alex came in, like we talked about, we knew it was a running play. So Texas, they held them to 12 points and only scored a touchdown at the end. So that was pretty impressive from Texas. And Texas football is looking great so far, man. They could be favorites to win Natty, but they still got to go through a tough SEC with Georgia, Bama, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, etc. But Quentin Ayers looked amazing. He's probably the lead getter in Heisman. Now that we're talking Heisman, he's probably going to be up there. But yeah, it was a great showing from Texas. Not really too much to say about Michigan. Getting killed at home is kind of it's wild to see from Michigan. But they got another home game this week versus Arkansas State, which they're probably going to win. They got all home games until the month of October, so that's kind of crazy. But Texas, I believe Texas got a bye this week. I'm not too sure who did they play. Oh no, they got a game versus Texas San Antonio, University of Texas San Antonio, and they're probably gonna win that game. But we gotta talk another upset this weekend. Northern Illinois beat 5th ranked Notre Dame. I didn't see too much of that game. I didn't see the game at all. I was just checking box scores, and I was kind of confused what was happening. It was Notre Dame's first home game. They went to Texas A&M week 1 to beat them. Now I'm thinking week 2, their first home game, they should just blow out Northern Illinois. But nah, Northern Illinois was giving them the run for their money the whole game. I seen like in the second quarter they were up, but I was like, okay, teams start off slow. So I was thinking fourth quarter, third quarter, they would just turning it up a notch. But nah, man, I don't know. Notre Dame couldn't just get it toward the end zone, man. I don't know what to say too much about that game because I didn't watch it. But it's crazy, like a 5th ranked team, like they don't have a conference. So they're pretty much done for the season. They don't got a conference, so. And they still haven't played the good enough teams that they got to prove themselves to. They still haven't played them yet, and they could possibly lose. I believe they got USC on their schedule. Let's check who Notre Dame has, because Notre Dame is not in the conference, which they should be. They were in the conference when it was COVID time in the ACC. I feel like they should go back to COVID times and go back to ACC. They got Stanford, Louisville, Purdue this weekend. That could be a good one. Yeah, they don't got games to prove themselves as why they should be in the playoffs because their schedule isn't that good for a non-conference schedule. So I think they're done. They went from 5 to 18 in the rankings. And Northern Illinois, shout out to Northern Illinois, they're ranked 25, and that's surprising. That's surprising but shocking. Michigan State, shout out to Michigan State, man. Coming back victory versus Maryland last week. They were down, I don't know, no, they wasn't down 14-24. But Michigan State made key mistakes in the fourth quarter. So it was kind of surprising that they came out with the win. I was so happy when we kicked the game with the field goal. It was only down 24-17, but we came back after we threw a pick. They threw a pick on their possession, then big play, Aiden threw a dot to Nick Marsh. Nick Marsh is a freshman looking great these first 2 games. He scored. He had like over 100 yards in receiving. So shout out Nick Marsh. Yeah, so with MSU, man, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I like what I saw last week versus Maryland, but week 1 wasn't too good. But we got Prairie View, I think Prairie View A&M this weekend. And we got a tough schedule in October, and it's going to be a gauntlet. I see. But, man, we're going to get through it, man. We're going to have a better season than last year for sure. Take one game at a time, man. But, yep. Games this weekend, big games this weekend. We got Alabama versus Wisconsin. Alabama, low-key, kind of struggled versus South Florida again this year. But in the fourth quarter, they took over that game. I don't know what happened. USF just, I don't know. They probably got tired, and then Bama just ran them down, man. Ryan Williams is looking amazing. The running game from Bama is looking amazing. Milroe is looking amazing. It's still kind of different, not seeing coaching Coach Saban in the box, man. They did honor him at halftime with the Saban's Field at Brian. I forgot what it is. Brian Denny Stadium. Saban's Field at Brian Denny Stadium. That's the new title of the arena. But Bama versus Wisconsin, I expect Bama to blow them out. I'll probably be watching that game. Boston College versus Missouri. That's gonna be a good matchup. Boston College started off 2-0, and Missouri start off to a hot start again. Missouri is a sleeper team in the SEC again. They're ranked 6 right now. Boston College is ranked 24. And Michigan State played Boston College in a few weeks, so I'm gonna be I'm not gonna be too tuned in to the Missouri game this week, but I'm gonna be looking closely how they do versus Missouri. I see Missouri winning that game. Oregon versus Oregon State, old Pac-12 teams. Well, Oregon State is still a Pac-12 team. They play each other, rivalry. Oregon's been looking sluggish, man. They haven't been blowing out teams yet, so I wonder how this game's gonna go. It's a rivalry. It could be a close game this weekend. Arizona versus Kansas State. That's tomorrow. That's a Friday night game, Big 12 game tomorrow. Not too sure about those two teams. I'm not really looked into those two games, so I'm not too sure. I just said those games because they're ranked. It's a quiet weekend. I ain't gonna lie for college football. It's quiet. Not too many good games that caught my attention for real. Colorado State's this weekend, but once Colorado already lost, so and Shiloh's hurt. Shiloh was talking crazy to his old teammate and got smacked and broke his forearm, so he'll be out 2 to 3 weeks. But Colorado, that game's gonna be decent. Probably gonna be a good game because it was last year when Colorado was ranked versus Colorado State, and that's when Travis got hurt. So Travis is probably looking for revenge. Colorado State's probably looking for revenge. And Colorado State's at home this time, so it's probably going to be a good game for the Colorado and Colorado State fans. But me being tuned in, not so much, honestly. Not gonna lie to you. But yeah, man, those are the games. Last week games. Did I miss out on any last week games? This is week 3. Yeah, that's it on my piece. Penn State got away with a close one versus Bowling Green, only winning by 7. Yeah, I said all my piece, I believe. Iowa State beat Iowa. But, man, we could just transition into NFL. NFL, man, we had those 5 games I talked about last week. with the predictions. I talked Baltimore Ravens. I had Baltimore winning, sadly. And I was also wrong. If y'all seen, I made a clip about it. Xavier Worthy did get off. He had 2 touchdowns, 3 catches. 3 catches, 2 touchdowns. And so I was wrong about that. You know, I admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong about that. I was wrong about that game. I was right about the Eagles beating the Packers. That was a great game. Sick that Jordan Love went down with injuries, out 3 to 4 weeks with the sprained MCL. That was a great game, honestly. That game started off with the Packers. What happened? Packers went upfield. I mean, Packers started off that game hot, man. I feel like they started off the game hot. But, you know, Eagles settled down. Saquon Barkley looked amazing. 3 touchdowns on my fantasy team, gave me 33 points. Jalen Hurts struggled, you know, turnovers and stuff, but he's just trying to get his groove on with the new offensive coordinator, getting Saquon involved. And A.J. Brown played a great game. Devontae Smith played a good game. Jaden Reed from the Packers played amazing. He had an amazing game. He was looking good, man. He was looking like he could be a wide receiver 1 for their squad in the future, man, because the Packers, they don't really got a wide receiver 1 core. He played amazing, Michigan State alumni. Jordan Love played a great, he played a decent game. Wasn't too bad about that. But, you know, it sucked for him to go down with the injury, man. It sucked, man. But so Ravens, once they were down, it's hard to come back versus the Chiefs. You know, once they're down, you just feel like, man, the Chiefs are going to win. Games are more excited when the Chiefs are down than when they're up, because when they're up, they just play smart and they just figure it out. They just figure out how to win. Like, that game ended off good, though. I forgot. Yeah, because the Chiefs, I don't know, they didn't make a mistake. I'm trying to figure out what happened. But all I remember was Lamar Jackson was going down the field. You know, he was making plays, but he was missing the easy plays. Like, he missed Zay Flowers back for the touchdown, and then he missed another wide receiver too. And then at the end, the last play of the drive, Isaiah Likely's foot was out of bounds. Like, that would have been an amazing touchdown. He went off that game. He went for like 100-something yards. He went off as a tight end too. But it was just like little things with the Ravens and Lamar Jackson that he has to clean up, man. Because Lamar's a good quarterback, but he just can't win when it's time. But Cowboys and Browns. Cowboys cooked the Browns. Deshaun Watson, he's through. He's man. I was saying him when we was watching the game with the guys. I said he's not good, bro. He's not good anymore. That situation that happened with him, I felt like that really messed him up mentally, because he's not the same player that he was on the Texans. He was missing oh man. Yesterday I don't know, it was like Deshaun, his game is way different from what he was in Texans, like I just said, but it's like they literally let Baker Mayfield go, but Baker Mayfield hasn't been having more success than the Cleveland Brown organization since he left. He made it to the playoffs and won a game. The Browns didn't do that since they had Deshaun Watson. And it's like time that they should start looking to trade Deshaun Watson. I know he has a big contract. He might not have value, and he's going against another case. He's getting sued for another case that happened in 2020. I don't know. Same situation, I don't know. But his career is looking bad right now, man. Even though he's getting paid all that money, it's looking bad. Jameis Winston should start getting QB1 looks, because Jameis Winston isn't scared. I feel like he'll come to the game and he will believe they will win. It doesn't matter who they're playing. Like, if he would have came in the game versus the Cowboys, he would have thought that they would come back from this game, but they got killed, man. Dak Prescott got paid Sunday morning. It was crazy. We were just talking about him. He was getting paid. My man said he didn't deserve it. As a Cowboys fan, he said he didn't deserve it, but he got paid. He got what he deserved. So shout out Dak Prescott. They balled out as a Cowboy. I'm not a big Cowboys fan, like I said last time, but they balled out. So kudos to them. The Detroit Lions, man. We had our first game versus the Rams. We was up. What? What was we up? We was up 17-3 at a point, and then we took our foot off the gas. The Rams started making plays. I thought we was gonna have a runaway game after we was up 17, but that didn't happen. I thought we was gonna have a game-winning touchdown drive in the fourth quarter. That didn't happen. We kicked the field goal, and I'm sick. I fell asleep. As soon as the kick went in, I fell asleep, bro. I'm so sick, bro. I'll wake up like 3 in the morning. I see that we went in overtime. I was so happy, bro, but I was sick. I missed it. But overtime drive was amazing. I saw the highlights. We marched down the field. Our O-line did amazing. Demo did amazing in that overtime drive. I'm happy we got that dub. J-Mo went crazy that game. And it was exciting. St. Brown was a no-show, though. I'm sick because I got him in one of my fantasy teams. So I hope he gets his shit together this week, bro. On the Rams side, Cooper Kupp went off because Puka got hurt. Puka's in the IR for at least 4 games. But, you know, it was good. The Lions started off 1-0. We got the Buccaneers this week at 1 p.m. at home. That's going to be an exciting game. So, yeah. Jets and versus 49ers. That's I had the 49ers winning. So what? I was only wrong one game, and that was Rams versus Chiefs. That's the only game I was wrong. But I had the 49ers winning. I thought it would be a close game, though. I ain't gonna lie. But I don't know, man. I didn't see too much of that game, honestly. But Christian McCaffrey did not play. That's crazy. He didn't play the last second. I thought he was starting. I was happy because I was playing versus him in fantasy, and I won because he didn't play. My mans didn't have no substitutions to use. But his backup, Mason, went off. He had an amazing game, but then he got hit with the post game, and he messed up by telling the people he knew he was starting. And that kind of messed up his moment because he wasn't supposed to say that. So now his mood changed after having an amazing game. He ran for 147 yards as a backup. He played amazing. Aaron Rodgers, he did so-so. He didn't look like the old Aaron Rodgers, but of course he's 40 years old now. But, you know, dropped passes from the Packers. I'm not the Packers, my bad. From the Jets. And, you know, it was a sluggish game from the Jets. But I'm not too surprised because it's Aaron Rodgers' first game back. But I didn't think it would be this bad. It was bad. The score, 32-19, it doesn't look like that game was bad. Aaron Rodgers didn't even play the final drive. That's how bad it was. But the 49ers are starting to look like the team that they were looking like last year after the week 1. But we got to check on CMC, man. You know, he's injury prone. Madden curses could be happening. Hopefully he plays this week. They said he was questionable, but I seen he said he was good to go. I don't know if that's true or not. But we got to see what's up with that this week. And shout out to the guys on my fantasy teams. 1-0 in both of my leagues, so shout out to them. Week 2, we got Buffalo versus Miami. We're going to do a quick predictions. Buffalo, Miami. I saw a stat that it said, like, Josh Allen's only lost, like, 2 games versus Miami in his whole career. I think it was, like, 13-2. And it said Tua only won 1 game versus the Bills. He's, like, 1-7 through, like, 7 picks, 6 TDs. It was, like, bad. But it's, like, it's time for Tua to start winning, bro. Like, this game is important tonight, bro. They haven't been beating them. The Bills don't got Diggs no more, bro. Tua has the best wide receiver, one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, Tyreek Hill. He got one of the fastest running backs, Devon Achane, and then they got Jalen Waddle. Like, they should do something tonight, man. I got Miami winning today, and they at the crib, bro. I got Miami tonight. Detroit versus Tampa. I got Detroit. There's another rematch. We got another rematch of the playoffs. Like, come on, I'm trying to play some new teams, bro. But we finna go there. I mean, they finna come to us. We finna beat them. We gonna cover. I'm gonna say let's cover. We gonna cover the 7.5. We gonna beat them by 13. The 4 o'clock games. Kansas City versus Cincinnati. let's be real. I'm not a big Cincinnati fan. I just like how Cincinnati was the only team to beat Kansas City in the playoffs. But Cincinnati started off with an L to the Patriots. Like a team, the Patriots brought all the teams. And Joe Burrow's my starting QB in my fantasy. That's crazy. I won fantasy with him only giving me 8 points. He didn't throw a single touchdown versus the Patriots, and they lost to them. No offense to the Patriots because they got my guy KJ. No offense to them, but like, come on, Joe Burrow. You shouldn't be losing to them. Jamar Chase out here complaining about not getting paid. You ain't do nothing versus the Patriots, bro. Kansas City, y'all the only team to beat Kansas City in the playoffs. That wasn't Tom Brady. Y'all the only team. Joe Burrow, you're the only person to beat Patrick Mahomes. I need y'all to come to Burrowhead. Y'all called it Burrowhead when y'all won at Arrowhead. Y'all called it Burrowhead. So I need y'all, Cincinnati, to go get the dub at Burrowhead so y'all don't start off the season 0-2. But don't be surprised if Kansas City might say F it this year and try to go undefeated. Don't be surprised if they try to do that. But I got Cincinnati winning that game. Xavier Worthy, you got me last week. I ain't gonna say nothing bad this week, bro. You got it. But I got Cincinnati winning that. They need to win that game. Chicago versus Houston. Chicago looks sluggish. Caleb Williams looks sluggish with that receiving core. But it's just the week one. But it's going to be a great game. I feel like that's going to be a great game. Damn, Houston's only favored by a touchdown. Hopefully, Caleb Williams gets in the groove. Keenan Allen doesn't drop passes. Get DJ Moore involved. Get DeAndre Swift more involved. He's on my fantasy team. I keep talking about these fantasy players. Only gave me 5 points. Don't know how I won. I keep saying I don't know how I won week one. But, yeah, he only gave me 5 points. So I'm going to need him to give me at least a tud. Give me at least 15 points this week. DeAndre Swift, give me 15 points. I got Tank, too, on Houston. He gave me like 9 points. But I feel like Houston's going to win. Houston's my favorites to go to the AFC Championship. I keep saying that. I'm heavy on them. Tank going to do his thing. Diggs going to do his thing. See, Diggs did his thing last week. 2 touchdowns, 6 catches. He didn't need to do too much. Nico did his thing too. So what we was talking about, debating about if Diggs was a bad fit, it looked good week one versus the Colts. It was a good game. They won by like 2. But I got the Texans winning. They're going to cover that spread. They're going to beat Chicago. That's going to be an interesting game to watch. And I got Texas winning that game for sure. Monday night, we got Philly versus Atlanta. I got Philly, my bad. Philly, I can't believe that spread's only a touchdown. Jalen Hurts is going to get off. A.J. Brown's going to get off. Saquon's going to get off. Hopefully, Devontae get off. I can't say everybody going to get off, but I feel like it's going to be a get-off game. They paid Kirk that much money to lose to the 2-team quarterback in the Steelers. They didn't score a single touchdown. Justin Fields, I don't know what Justin Fields was doing out there, but all the points were just field goals. Shout out to that kicker. The kicker was kicking amazing. I believe he scored 6 field goals. He kicked 6 field goals, my bad, for that bad grammar. He scored 6 field goals. Jalen Hurts oh my God. Justin Fields didn't do a thing. Russell Wilson's injured right now, but Atlanta should have won that game, especially that first game. Paying the quarterback, Kirk. I'm disappointed in Kirk because that's my MSU guy. So I'm disappointed that he didn't get the job done. So I got them going 0-2. I got Philly starting off their first home game with a W. And yeah, man. Gonna be interesting to see these games. Interesting for fantasy this week, man. But yeah, man. That's it for this week's episode, man. Next week's gonna be a special episode. Gonna be having a couple next week's gonna be a couple special episode. Probably gonna talk football as well, and then we're probably gonna talk American football. We're talking American football, then we're gonna talk football, overseas football. Next week will probably Premier League and a lot of things. But yeah, man. Turn your post notifications on, man. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm signing out.